Hi, everyone. I'm just going to say an apology for now through the rest of spring and summer for any annoying background noises you hear that are coming from the great outdoors. That could include mowing the lawn, raking the bullshit from this past winter, landscaping, whatever the fucking people do when they come out of their houses. Sorry if you have to hear that in the background, because I sure am sorry that I have to hear it in here. Oh man, sunny days fucking blow. They suck. Everybody's out, like, chatting and smiling, and it's in the middle of the fucking day. Like, don't these people have jobs? I guess I should be one to talk. But they're out there, like, having a grand old time, and I'm just, like, in this house, like, what the fuck? This sucks. Like, when's it gonna rain? Oh, man. Yeah, anyways, I have a few things before I get into, like, what I was going to talk about. Oh my God, I got sucked into Baby Reindeer on Netflix. Has anybody seen that? Holy shit, it is so good. It is so good. Oh my God. Do you know, like, for anybody out there who loves good television as much as I do, it's not often that I come across a series that's worth binging these days. I mean, Netflix is great and all, but there's a lot of shitty shows being made just all across streaming platforms and blah, blah, blah. But, like, Baby Reindeer, oh my God, number one, what the fuck is up with the name? Like, I get it, but, like, when I saw that name and then I saw the picture of, like the lady, I thought it was some horror movie, which it might as well have been, but I thought it was like the cover that you would find on like a B movie of like a horror movie, like kind of dumb. And so like when I went to go look it up, it had like an 8 point something. I'm like, what? So I had started watching it. I've never heard this fucking story. I don't know who the fuck this, what's his name? Oh no, what's his name? Oh, fuck. Well, you know what? I'm just going to look it up. Richard Gadd. I think that's his name. And this isn't going to make any sense since I just forgot his name, but, like, I am on the brink of a special interest, and that is him. I think, A, he's absolutely autistic. B, this dude is a fucking genius. Like, his acting is so good. He wrote and, like, directed this thing and put his whole life out there for people to see, like, all of it. All of this shit. Like, I'm just going to end it here because I will spend the rest of this episode talking about how wonderful Baby Reindeer is. Oh, my God. It is such a good show. It is so good. Oh, my God. I love good TV. And so I don't know if I should proceed with this special interest and start getting to know this dude, or if I should just kind of put this one on the back burner, because if I get into it right now, that's all I'm going to focus on is this Baby Reindeer crap, because I want to look up, like, did the actors look, or did the lady look the same that played the stalker that is in real life? Anyways, moving right along. Baby Reindeer. Whew, what a great show. And I also wanted to admit that I am suddenly addicted to crackers. I'm on like some weird cracker kick because I was at Wegmans and then I saw these little snack packs of like crackers and cheese, and I like to get those because it's like, it's just readily available food that I don't have to cook or anything, that I can just eat real quick. And so Cracker Barrel, I thought that was like the crackers, the tiny little crackers that came in those snack packs were so delicious. I thought that Cracker Barrel is just a company that makes good crackers. At this point, I don't know the answer to that yet. Maybe not. But it's one of those things where I have the laptop sitting open and in front of me for today's episode. I could just as easily open a tab and go type in some shit and go look up what is the meaning behind the brand Cracker Barrel or restaurant or whatever the fuck that is. But I can't. My mind is not letting me do it. And I don't know what this is. And can anybody please help me? Is there a name for this? Like, I also want to look up blood blisters because Alicia told me, like, about those the other day. And I'd never heard of those before. So, like, I also want to look those up. But, like, it's like I want to, but, like, my brain's like, no, not right now. I don't know if that sounds dumb. Moving right along to the next thing. I've talked on here before about how I am pretty sure I'm asexual, and this is pretty sad. This might actually explain my lazy research skills, maybe, because I was watching Big Mouth last night. I'm almost done with the show. I'm on season 7, episode 3. Season 7, episode 3 of Big Mouth taught me all I needed to know about being asexual. I learned more on that fucking episode than I have with the shit that I've been trying to find online. Like, it just made more sense in that episode. And it's fucking Big Mouth. It's a cartoon, like, for adults. But seriously, there's something wrong with that. But anyways, I felt very enlightened. So, I don't know. I feel like I got a good grasp on asexuality now that I've seen that episode. And that's a little embarrassing to admit. But here I am saying that. So I have POTS, guys. And the reason I'm excited about this, and there's an exclamation point in the title, is because this explains a lot of stuff that is going on with me. And I'm just going to give anybody out there a free pass. If anybody has been following along and has heard me talk about all of these weird physical symptoms that I've been developing, or that I've talked about before in the past that I have had, and if you sat there and you thought to yourself, that bitch has POTS, and you didn't tell me, I will give you a pass. But the next time, can you please clue me in on this important information? Because, oh my God, do I wish I would have known this. So I've known of POTS. I've heard other autistic people talk about it. They haven't really gone into depth with it. They've kind of just like, this is something I deal with. And so I had this, I don't know what I thought it was. Like, maybe I was thinking POTS. In my mind, I equated that with an image of somebody that just was lethargic, not on purpose, but like, a health thing. And just couldn't do a lot. I don't know why my brain made me think that, but that's kind of what I thought POTS was. I don't know, like an autoimmune thing or something. I don't know. And so for the past few weeks, I've heard this term come up so many times in podcasts, in articles I'm reading. It's even been whispering in the back of my brain, just like that whisper I had about autism, which that sounds weird, but if you've been following along and you've listened to all my episodes up till now, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. And also I forgot what I was getting ready to say after that, so sorry about that, but thanks. POTS. Yes, so the whisper. Oh yeah, the autism whisper. I had that in the back of my mind. I talked about that before, and how like finally I did something about it, and I went and investigated this whisper. And so like, I just realized I'm talking really loud. Do I always talk this loud? I don't know. So I realized this POTS thing needs to be investigated because I keep hearing it. And the thing that got me to look into it more was Alicia was actually talking about this a few days ago, about how her ex-father, who is a dick, has POTS, but he has like a severe version of it. And she was describing a little bit of that. And I didn't relate at all to his version of POTS. Alicia brought it up, and for whatever reason, my mind was like, okay, I've heard this word or this term enough times. I need to go like read about it. And so I did. And I just hopped on to the internet, looked up a few things, and then came across like this Johns Hopkins thing on their website. So I'm just going to read some of it. And this is like, if you're not listening in order, and perhaps you have not heard of POTS, then you're welcome for this information. But I'm not going to just read the whole article, but this is why I know I have POTS, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so first it's called, I guess I should provide education. I don't know. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And that's what it stands for. What do they say? Okay, it's a form of dysautonomia. Yeah, I shouldn't say that out loud. It's a disorder of the autonomic nervous system. This branch of the nervous system regulates functions we don't consciously control, like heart rate, blood pressure, sweating, body temperature. And it has to do with like a heart rate increase. So let me just scroll down here. This is what I identified with. Here are the symptoms of POTS. Severe and or long-lasting fatigue. I don't identify with that at all. Lightheadedness with prolonged sitting or standing that can lead to fainting. Yes. Standing. When I was a kid, I think I might have mentioned this before, but like when I was a kid, throughout my entire childhood, multiple times a week, I would be up in my room and I would like, I don't know, be reading or something, sitting down, and I would go to stand up from the floor and I would like get up too quickly and just immediately drop to my knees. And I would have these fuzzies in my head, like I would feel like I was close to like losing consciousness. And this happened multiple, like all the fucking time actually throughout my childhood. And I never told my parents, and that sounds so weird, but looking back, like I didn't say anything because my mom was already being weird with like, I was having stomach issues and ear infections, and it's like she couldn't be bothered by all my conditions, so I didn't want to add to her irritation, so I kept this one to myself, which seems like a pretty big thing for a kid to keep to themselves. But she never thought to investigate further. So like the living room, like the majority of this happened when I was we were living in this one house. I don't know, that's not important, but anyways, the living room was right below my bedroom for this one house that we lived in for like 4 years, and multiple times a day you would just hear boom, boom. At least that was how it was described to me. And my mom started getting sick of it, and she's like, stop banging. And like this bitch would get a fucking broom and like jam the handle on the ceiling, like boom, boom, boom. You know, like that doesn't make any sense if you wanted me to stop banging. And like she never really asked what I was doing. I don't know, it was weird. Years I've dealt with this. Stand up, stand up, stand up. It was embarrassing. I never told anybody, and I always wondered what the fuck it was. I tried getting up slowly. That did help, but you know, I didn't do it all the time. And then there was the one time that they wanted to go fucking watch Bill Clinton drive by in a car, which was dumb. And I had to go too because I was a kid, and I was standing there and it was hot, and I just passed out because we were just standing still. We were just standing there waiting forever for this fucking car to drive by with Bill Clinton. Who gives a fuck? And I passed out, and then I got blamed for it when I was trying to give them like a heads up. Hello, honey. You making a guest appearance again? Want to say hi? Okay. So yeah. And that happens to this day. That actually happened to me in boot camp when I was going through that for the Air Force. We would have to stand, oh my God, in formation. Just stand there so long, listen to these boring lectures. Like you could be standing there for like 45 minutes in formation, not moving. And I passed out a few times. Like I was able to get away with bending my knees when you weren't really supposed to, but I passed out a few times in boot camp because I was just standing still. So anyways, and then the next symptom, okay, now here's another excuse for brain fog, because it says brain fog, trouble focusing, remembering, or paying attention. How much brain fog do I need? I have marijuana brain fog. I have autistic brain fog. I have menopausal brain fog. Now I have POTS brain fog. Like I have all the excuses in the world for why my memory sucks. The focus, yeah, I do have troubles focusing. So that's weird. The next symptom is forceful heartbeats or heart palpitations, a feeling of the heart pounding or skipping a beat. So when I would get super overheated, this is like easily explainable. Like during summer, I would go out and I would mow, and I'd have to come back inside, you know, with the whole nauseous thing. But like one of the things that always happens is my heart just beats so, like I can feel it. It feels very intense in there. And I just equated this to like I'm just overheated and just really hot and sweating right now, and this is normal. But I don't know, like I guess it's part of POTS, because like I always have that when I'm moving around and stuff. Nausea and vomiting, that's one on here too. Oh my God. Oh, sorry for the dry mouth. Oopsie. Yeah. So what's up with that? Is this POTS? Is this menopause? Like, what is this nausea and vomiting? It's got to be POTS because before I had a hysterectomy, I would still feel nauseous and I would vomit, especially if I was out in hot weather all the day long. So yeah, I don't know. That has to be POTS. I don't think that, maybe that's not menopause, but maybe menopause hasn't helped that. Moving right along to headaches. I don't really get those. Excessive sweating, that is on here. I thought I had hypochondriasis or whatever the fuck that term was, and maybe I do, but it's on a list of POTS symptoms. Excessive sweating. Hello? I sweat all the fucking time. It's gross. It is gross. Not a day goes by where I'm not sweating. And it doesn't take much movement for me. So that's interesting. Shakiness, I get that. I don't know, like more like I feel like that's like a heat stroke thing, kind of. I don't know, like when I've been outside for too long and I'm too hot and overheated, I get really shaky, which I know that's not a good sign. Here's my favorite, okay? I have finally found my answer to this. Intolerance of exercise or a prolonged worsening of general symptoms after increased activity. What the fuck? That's me. That's me. I hate exercising. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. I don't know how I passed basic training to get into the military because I ran like shit. I couldn't do sit-ups. Like, I don't know how my body moves. I don't know how I'm able to move it, but like, it doesn't take much for me to, oh my God, this is awesome. I finally have a fucking answer for why I hate exercise. And I know I hate it because of how it makes me feel. And it makes me feel not that great pretty soon into the exercising, which is why I've kind of just given up on it. And now I go on hikes and try to deal with it that way. I don't know. If I don't think that made any sense, but anyways. And then POTS symptoms typically get worse in warm environments, such as a hot bath or shower, a hot room, or on a hot day. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so happy I found this. Like every day, every night after I get out of the shower. And I don't take cold showers. I don't even take cool showers. I don't believe in shocking my system like that. I don't care what the fuck people say. I am taking a comfortably hot shower. And then I get out of the shower and it like triggers a hot flash and I start feeling nauseous. And now that I think about it, it's like kind of the same reaction as like I get when I'm outside doing work during the summer, like mowing and stuff. Because after the shower, like I have to, when I'm putting on my old lady cream, like my vitamin E skin cream, I'm doing it sitting in front of the fan in here so that the breeze is like staving off the nausea. Like this is like a daily thing. Oh my God. Why haven't I thought more about this before? In situations involving a lot of standing, such as waiting for a bus or when shopping. Oh, I hate standing for long periods of time. Woof. I'm so glad it's not just being lazy. And this last part, if fluid and salt intake have not been adequate, such as after skipping a meal. Oh, I drink a lot of water, but yeah, I don't think I skip lots of meals. And then it says it can get worse. POTS symptoms get worse when you get a common cold, or could get worse when you get a common cold or an infection. In severe cases, it can prevent a person from being upright for more than a couple of minutes. I've never felt that way. This can greatly affect all aspects of personal, school, work, and social life. Yes, this has affected me my entire fucking life. Like, I have constantly worried about my sweating issue at work. When people would want to go, like, take walks in the middle of the lunch or the day when they're on lunch. Hey, you want to go for a walk? You want to go for a jog or something? I don't know why these people did that. Like, how do they not sweat and stink so badly afterwards? because all it takes is 5 minutes and I'm done. I'm just drenched in sweat and I'm gross. And I never went on those things because I didn't want to be known as the stinky person. I've always used body spray. Like once I found out I was allergic to perfume, I've always just like spray, spray, spray because I don't want to be stinky. And nobody's ever made me feel that way in my life. I've never been like made fun of for smelling or anything like that. It's just something maybe I developed with, I don't know where that came from, but like I have always just, I don't want people to think that I don't shower and stuff. So, wow, look at all this. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about, pots and, oh yeah. So basically, there's like a whole test for this that you have to go to like the doctor for, and I'm just going to let you know I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like it. I feel like I have sufficient enough information to go ahead and diagnose myself with the lack of credentials I have and say that I have POTS, not a severe case of POTS, but maybe moderate. I don't know. This is so cool. I really wish I did not have this, but now I know what my issues have been, and I just wanted to get on here and say, hey, I got some POTS. I'm pretty happy about that because now I have an explanation for my weird physical issues. And yeah, so if anybody else has issues with like, in fact, nobody has really emailed me saying that like they pass out when they stand for long periods of time. Not that I asked anybody to, but could somebody with POTS please email me so I can like listen to how it affects you? And hopefully this was relatable. Yeah. Okay, gotta go. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.